Hello everyone, welcome to my Wednesday live. So I've had a lot of people join in the last couple of weeks, so I'm going to do a super speedy intro just now. Okay, I am Miranda Hodge. I run Smart Mama, Smart Kids Parenting. I am a parenting coach for mums of 0 to 6-year-olds. If you are someone who really wants to work on your kids' behavior, on how you react to your kids' behavior, or just different strategies that you can use, I am someone who can come alongside you, help you stay accountable, and help you come up with strategies and ways to manage those events on the fly. Okay, so that's what I can do as a coach. I'm also a public speaker and motivational speaker and that sort of thing as well. So that's what goes. Right, what are we talking about today? We're talking about how to manage destructive toddler behavior. Okay, so toddlers can be really destructive. Hello, drop a like, drop a comment if you have a destructive toddler or if you have had one. And we all know that, right? Okay, they can be really destructive. So what can we do about it as parents? Again, if you feel overwhelmed by that, then please pop a comment below because I'd love to know exactly how or why or when I can help you out with that as a coach, but even popping things up on here as well. Hi Fran, hi Simone. Okay, so managing toddler behavior, destructive toddler behavior, what can we do? Number one, I've got a 2.5-year-old boy. I know a little bit about destructive behavior. I've also got a 7-year-old and 4-year-old. They're girls, but they can still be very destructive at times. I have found some little things to note. I've found that destructive behavior often happens more. It's a bit like tantrums when kids are hungry, when kids are tired, and massive, hugely, really huge one as they get older as well, when they are bored. When our kids are bored, when they don't know what to do with their growing limbs and they're all lanky and they don't know what to do and their brains are going and learning, developing, trying to build understanding, or they don't know what to do. In a classroom, I'm a teacher as well, in a classroom, a child might often get destructive when they just feel completely overwhelmed by what's going on. Okay, so, and they're the kids that end up, spitballs, for instance, like yay for spitballs. Things like throwing pencils, things like taking other people's rubbers and like chopping them up into little bits. That's a classroom-based thing that happens when kids are overwhelmed because they don't know what to do. Okay, and sometimes it can happen because they're lazy and they don't want to do anything, obviously. So, our toddler boys and girls are often going through similar sort of stuff, they're just smaller. Okay, so they're dealing with overwhelm, which could be too much stuff around, I don't know what to do. They're dealing with boredom, which could be, I don't know what to do. They're dealing with things like hormonal changes. They're getting boosts in their energy levels because of those hormonal changes sometimes. They're still tired, they're teething, you name it. Mine's been up with growth spurt pains in the middle of the night. That sort of stuff is all going on. We can't just say toddlers are destructive and remove that from the fact that all this other stuff is going on around them. Okay, that is not positive parenting. That is just seeing one problem and then going, what's going on? Okay, and again, that's what I help parents work out as a coach. What's actually going on in your child's little world, like in their holistic sort of world? What could be going on that is making them struggle, making them be destructive, making them answer back, making them be emotional, making them, call your names, making them throw stuff at your head, all that stuff. That's what I do as a coach, is help parents work that out. Anyway, so what can you do? Here's what I do to manage my toddler's destructive behavior. Let's get to it, shall we? Okay, what I do is give him creative, structured, more destructive, for want of another way to put it, more destructive tasks or activities that I can refer him to. Okay, so one of the things that I did the other day, I'm going to be popping it up on YouTube with this sometime. I actually filmed what I did instead, so I might put it up in here. My little guy was being really destructive with one of his toy hammers. Who knows about toy hammers? Then what I decided to do was, all right, you want to use your hammer, you want to hit things with your hammer, fair enough. He wasn't interested in hitting the stuff that he was allowed to hit, like, the pretend nails in his tool things. So what I got was, I went and got his soccer ball, went to our hallway because it's a really long hallway and it's a really great space to kick balls, throw balls, do all that stuff. So, and you might not have a long hallway, but if you have a safe space in your house or out the back, if you've got a deck, we don't have a deck yet, but we don't have a space like that outside. So inside it was when it was raining. So I let him use the hammer and literally hit the ball up and down the hallway. Okay, it's a plastic hammer, all right? You know, it's fine. So he hit his ball up and down the hallway, and I jumped in there with him up the other end, because I wasn't having the hammer near me, up the other end, and hit it back to him. And you might be there going, that is ridiculously simple. Or you might be there going, why did you let him throw the ball in the house in the first place? The rule in our house is you are not allowed to throw balls unless they are in the hallway. So we were within the bounds of that. You're allowed to throw a soft ball, a little soccer ball, you know, so there's a small one, it's quite soft. You're allowed to throw that, kick that, whatever in the hallway. And that for me has been a wonderful, wonderful way to direct that sort of energy, people throwing things and whatever, especially on those rainy days. Direct the energy to an activity that is still ticking the box of what they need to get done. That's a really random way to say it. It's still ticking their box. It's still helping them go, yes, I'm still getting out that active energy, destructive energy, all those other things. It really, really helps them to get that energy out, but it's also within my limits. Okay, so within my limits, yeah, we can play soccer in the hallway with a hammer. Who cares? That's fine. Okay, if he was throwing the hammer at me, that would be totally different. Okay, but he wasn't. He was trying to hit things with the hammer, so I gave him a way to do it that was safe, fair, within our limits in our house, and it just meant we can come back and do that anytime. Right, so if you as a parent, so bringing it back practically to you guys and to me as well, because clearly I'm still doing it, I'm still parenting my small children, okay? But bringing it back practically, if you can come up with 2 or 3 activities that involve quite a bit of energy release, bit of destructive release without encouraging them to like bash your walls down and things like that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about running and jumping into a beanbag, or running and, maybe not running, but hitting a ball up and down. You'll have to think about your own ones yourself, because I'm not sure about any of the rest of them right now. I'm not big on jumping on beds, but things like rolling around. Okay, I've got a really, really good activity for that in a minute, but I'm going to share about how you can find out more about that. Anyway, so get some more activities to release that energy, okay? Because it's not their fault they got the energy. It's not their fault they've got these destructive sort of things going on. If you can turn it some way to a way they can remove that energy and help them remove it, okay? And if you can stick yourself in there and have some connection time with your kid, all the better, right? Because that's calming them down as well. Okay, you're showing them that's okay, I'm with you, I'll help you remove that energy, but you're doing it within my limits, and I'm going to be there with you, hopefully, and then we can play together, and it makes it into more of a sort of jovial fun time then. Okay, so on to my next little thing. I need to let you guys know that, number one, the activity that I'm going to share is part of my 14-day challenge. Okay, I've got a 14-day challenge coming up starting on February the 7th. Okay, that's a Sunday, so it starts on a Sunday and it finishes 2 Saturdays after. It's a 14-day challenge. Okay, it's called 14 Days to a Calmer Kid. And yes, I did call it that for a reason, because it's all about bringing your kid closer to calm by using you connecting with them every single day. So every day we have an activity to do with our child. Every day we have a gratitude journal, and it's not a huge thing. Like, you can literally write a sentence for you and 2 words for them. That's fine. Okay, and you also get a downloadable copy of my free ebook. All right, one of the activities that we do that is the biggest, most successful activity that everybody loved as part of that challenge is called the sausage roll, and you wrap yourself up in a doona or a blanket, and you wrap your kid up in a doona or a blanket, and you literally roll around in your living room in a clear space in your house. That is a great way. If you've got destructive toddlers and you haven't been doing that with them, do it. As long as they feel safe, don't put the doona over their head, that sort of stuff. Just disclaimer. Do that with them, removes that destructive energy, uses up some of that I need to move, okay, and also brings you closer, because the idea is that it's a fun activity that uses lots of their sort of sensory stuff as well, and it's really, really good for emotional sort of management as well. So anyway, that's one of the favorite activities in my 14 Days to a Calmer Kid challenge. If you've done the challenge, can you just drop something positive that you got out of it below in the comments? Because I'd love to for you guys to share that with the others, but I'd love to see something that you remember that this long after that you remember that you did then. All right, so if you want to jump in and check that challenge out, I'm about to put a link up for it now. It's $27. It is pretty cheap considering it's 14 days long. Okay, and you get a gratitude journal, and you get the downloadable ebook. You can check it all out. I hope that strategy that I just shared can help you manage your toddler boy's destructive behaviour. Okay, if you are someone who wants to know more about your child's emotions, wants to know more about your child, how your child is managing, okay, and want to talk to me about it, I have got coaching packages, I've got single strategy sessions, which you are welcome to jump in with me, okay, and we can work some stuff out so that you feel like a more confident parent of your child. Anyway, I'm Miranda Hodge and I run Smart Mama, Smart Kids Parenting. Bye.